Welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we are going to talking about the pointers in C++. Let's just start with the pointers. So a pointer is a variable used to store the address of the memory cell. We can use the pointer to reference this memory cell. Like we have the memory address, which are 1020, 1040 and 1032. Here we have the variable, like we have the variable a, which is equal to 100, and this is our integer right here, and the address of that location here is 1024. So C++ pointers are easy and fun to learn. Some C++ tasks are performed more easily with pointers, and other C++ tasks such as dynamic memory allocation cannot be performed without pointer. So as you know, every variable is a memory location. In every memory location has its address defined, which can be accessed using assumption like AND operator, which donate an address in the memory. Consider add memory like I just go to the next slide, and here you can see the pointer types, which are the pointer in C++ has the integer object, character object and user defined object like relational numbers, and every pointer has the pointer to pointer integer object like integer, like we have the integer and then static and static. So this is called pointer to pointer integer object. Here we just discussed about the pointer variable. So declaring of the pointer variable, you just simply type like integer, then static, then pointer name, like pointer name is n, a, b, c, any pointer name, or type static and the pointer name. Okay, where is the type of the data pointed, like integer, character or doubles. For example, here you just see integer, static, this is the keyword as using to declare the pointer, and relational number you just see static and r, and then this is pointer to pointer, means double static. So how to address a pointer? So addressing a pointer, it's a thing using, means operator using in that, which is the AND operators, which give the memory address to the variable. To writing this, simply use AND and the variable name, like AND and then n. So you just simply write this with your variable name to addressing the pointer. Then we have the memory addresses. Let's suppose a, which is equal to 100, and it will it will available on the index number 0, 1, 2. Okay, so when we just print this a, so it print 100 and it will get the memory address of 1024 with the help of that AND operator, because this is available on the address of 1024. If this 100 is available on that one, so that's mean that 1020. So this is a simple logic of how to declare this pointer. Let's just see the coding example of the pointer. So as you can see here, I just defined the header files right now, and then integer main. So here I just define integer, which is a variable which is equal to 20. So this is the actual variable of variable what I declare here. Now integer static, I just told you that pointer used static, and p. Here I just write ip. So this is the pointer variable. Now ip, which is equal to and variable. So it will store the address of the pointer right here. Then cout, which is, here I just write the value of variable and then variables. Okay, so that will print the value of the variable, and then cout, which is the variable, and here I just write AND line. So simply it will print the variable value. Okay, now I just store the address of the IP pointer variable. So cout and then address stored in IP variable. Okay, so let's close this code, and cout here is IP and line. Okay, so it will simply print the IP variable here. Now here I just write cout, which is the value of static IP, means pointer IP variable, and here I just write variable. Okay, and then cout our pointer variable, which is end line. Okay, so here it access the value at the address available in pointer. Okay, so simply it will access that address of the pointer available in the the access the value at the address available in the pointer. Okay, and at the last return 0. Okay, now just check the output. So run as a module, and it is running. So as you can see here, the expected output for that code here is, it will print the value of the variable, which is 20, then address is stored in the IP, which is, so this is the address which is stored in the variable. Okay, and then the value of that variable, I mean that pointer variable here, is 2, because IP which is equal to that variable. So I just write here, I just store the address of that variable in the IP. Okay, so this is a simple example of the pointer in the C++. Hope you understand now the logic of the pointer. If you not understand, please let me know. Thanks for watching this lecture. Welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we are going to talking about the null pointers in C++. It is always a good practice to assign the pointer null to a pointer variable. In case you do not have exact address to assign, this is done at the time of variable declaration. A null pointer that is assigned null, which is called a null pointer. So you simply write null as a keyword for declaring the null pointer. The null pointer is a constant with a value of 0 defined in several standard libraries, like including a string here, like just see, I just write, like here I just write hash include, and then our input output string. Okay, then using namespace std integer main function. Okay, now here's time to define the null pointer. So static ptr for the pointer, and which is equal to null. So this is null, I just choose pointer as the null here at the time of variable declaration. So cout, which is this is, or this value of ptr is, and here I just write pointer. Okay, and then return 0. Okay, I just run this code, and here you just see this is the value of the pointer, and the value of the pointer here is null, and the null is also called 0. On most operating system, programs are not permitted to access memory at address 0, because that memory is reserved by the operating system. However, the memory address 0 has a specific signification. It signs that the pointer is not intended to point to an accessible memory location, but by convention, if a pointer contains the null, means 0 value, it is assumed to be pointer to nothing. So simply this is the concept of that one. Okay, so hope so you just understand the logic of the null pointer. If you not, please let me know. Thanks for watching this lecture. Welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we are going to talking about the pointer in the array, or array as a pointer. Pointer and arrays are strongly related. In fact, pointers and arrays are inchargeable in many cases. For example, a pointer that points to the beginning of an array can access that array by using either pointer arithmetic or array style is indexing. Let's just see the example of that array as a pointer or pointer as an array. So here I just write that std and then integer variable, and the variable of array here is max, okay, which is equal to, I just write here 10, 20, 30. 3 arrays here is 10, or I just write 100, 200 and 300, okay. Then integer static ptr as the pointer variable, and here I just write ptr, which is equal to variable. So for loop, and here I just write integer I, which is equal to 0, I which is less than this variable pointer, which is array, which is max, and I plus plus. Okay, now here I just write constant. So I just declare a constant here. So constant integer max, and which is equal to 3. Okay, so I just simply declare constant as a keyword and integer max, which is 3. So this is 3 indexed array. Okay, now cout here is, I'll just write address of variable, and then here I just write double backslash the value of I, and then here close this code. Okay, now cout, which is ptr as a pointer variable name, and then end line. So this is the static here. Okay, now I just copy this and cout again for the value of the variable, and which is I, and then it will print this pointer. So first one without pointer and then with pointer, and then I just point the next location, which is ptr and plus plus. Okay, so simply the increment operators, and return 0. Run this code, and yes, and you can see here the address of 3 locations and the value of 3 location. You can see here this is the address of the index number 0, index number 0 value, index number 1 address, index number 1 value, index number 2 address, and index number 2 value with the help of these pointer as an array. Thanks for watching this lecture. See you in next lecture. Welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we are going to talking about the void pointer in C++. Void pointer or generic pointer is a special type of pointer that can be pointed at object of any data type. A void pointer is declared like normal pointer using the void keyword as a pointer type. Like in our last lectures, we are just declaring pointer as an integer keyword, but here we just simply declare the pointer with a void keyword. So void means nothing, means it will return 0 to us. So pointer defined using a specific data type cannot hold the address of the some other type of variable. For example, it is incorrect in C++ to assign the address of an integer to a pointer of the type float. So now here we just discussed about the void pointer example. So the syntax of simply the void pointer here is, so you just simply write void and then static and ptr. But in our last lectures we just declare pointer like integer and then ptr. Okay, so Now we just check full example of this void pointer. So here I just write hash include, and then here I just write IOStream. Now using namespace std and integer main. So now it's our main function right here, and inside the main function I just create a keyword of void, then static and pointer. So pointer is simply the variable to this void keyword. Okay, and then here I just write float f, which is equal to 2.3. This is simple, the value of the float, which is f is equal to 2.3. Then ptr, which is equal to AND operator to address this pointer, and f is a keyword, is a variable of float data type. So float is a pointer of void right here. Okay, means this float is a pointer of void. Now simple, I just write cout and then AND operator f. It will print this float value and then AND line. Now it will print ptr, means here it will print the address of that pointer, and then it will print after that another cout, it will print the pointer value. Now return 0. Now I just check the output, and as you can see here that here the pointer is given the value of address f right here, and then you just see the output shows that the void pointer ptr is stored the address of a float variable f2. You can see here first it will show you the address, and then it will show you that the void pointer ptr is showing, means it's stored the address of a float variable. So this is a simple example of the void pointer in C++. If you find any of the problem regarding to this lecture, please let me know. Thanks for watching this lecture.